Welcome back to Houston Life. Election Day is just around the corner. In fact, early voting starts in 1 week. And today, we are breaking down the voting process so there is nothing to keep you from casting your ballot.
Great information here. Here to walk us through the voting process is the Deputy Director of Communications for the Harris County Election Administrator's Office. We have Nadia Hakim.
That's exactly it. Thank you for the pronunciation.
Absolutely. It's so great to have you here. I know everybody thinks about election year and going to the polling places, and many people get confused or they're like, what's new? Walk us through this, because right here we have two different machines.
Right, and these machines, if you haven't voted since the November 2020 elections, these are going to be new to you. So last year it was passed, or I'm sorry, the year before, right after November 2020, there was legislation passed that all counties in the state of Texas have to have machines with a paper trail by 2026. So we are ahead of the curve. It has been some growing pains. It has been a little frustrating, but this is going to be the new norm throughout the state. So we're very, very excited. It is more secure. It does require a little more time from our voters, our election workers, as well as our staff, but it's well worth it.
And also, for any viewer out there, we're going to demonstrate how to use the machines on the show today, but your poll workers are your friend, right? You show up, be sure to bring your ID because no one wants to be turned away. But if you have any questions at your polling place, those workers can help you.
Absolutely, and a lot of them are bilingual. Everything that we have is available in the 4 commonly spoken languages throughout Harris County. So English, Spanish, Vietnamese, and Chinese. And also on that point, I highly recommend that people go during early vote so that those election workers aren't being pulled in 20 different directions and they can truly focus on helping you without being, tugged this way and that. So you can get the help that you need.
And you're getting that time with them, as opposed to on election day, we know can get crowded and all kinds of things. Okay, let's get an overview of the machines. These are two different machines, or they're the same?
So they're two different machines. All right, so when you go to a polling location, it will be like it was in the olden days, right? So you're going to present your ID, somebody's going to put in the information, verify your information, they're going to hand you back an access code, but what's different this time is they're going to also hand you a sheet of ballot paper. So we have the longest ballot in the state. I dare say it's going to be the longest in the country. So when you go to check in, they will be handing you 2 sheets of ballot paper.
Okay.
But during today's demonstration, I'm only going to hold you to 1. So
Okay.
breathe easy, all right? So they're going to hand you this sheet of ballot paper, and you'll go to this first machine right here. And they're going to be a bunch lined up, and they're going to have little privacy screens on there. And this is an accessibility machine. So if you have a disability, let's say you can't read very well and you need audio, something like this, maybe you are in a wheelchair or you have a walker of some sort, or you just tell the folks that you can't stand for a long period of time and you need a chair, they can pull up a chair and you can actually sit and vote.
Yeah,
There's this
and here's
accessibility.
the headphones here in case you need that.
And it reads it out to you. So you come up to it just like this, and again, it's going to ask you what language do you need it in. So it's touchscreen, right? And it's going to prompt you to insert your first sheet of paper. So remember, I told you it's going to be a 2-page ballot. So go ahead and insert that first one.
With the arrow facing toward the machine.
Exactly.
So slide it in.
Take it in.
And part of it's going to hang out. That's totally fine. It's going to let you know again, it's a big green check mark, and you hit next. All right, and it's going to ask you, do you need to change the settings? So you can do audio, you can change the size of the text if you need to, the contrast, whatever you need. All right, so let's go back to, all right, sounds good.
And in the last election, the last time I voted, I did use one of these paper machines, and it is pretty self-explanatory where you're making your selection and moving forward by hitting the next button. Is that correct, Nadia?
Yep, that's exactly it. And like I said, this is going to be a very long ballot, so some folks will have to go through 90 to 110 screens, and you can't just skip to the end. You actually have to hit this button. You don't have to necessarily cast a vote for each contest, but you will have to acknowledge that, yes, I've read this screen, yes, I'm skipping it.
Okay, so then to advance to the next one.
Exactly, exactly. So here on our demo, we're asking President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln, Darth Vader. All right, I'm going to go ahead with Abraham Lincoln, and again, it's all touchscreen. Indiana Jones for U.S. Representative, Homer Simpson for Mayor of Sampleville. And again, if let's say we don't want to select anyone for this, we can go ahead and skip it. And you could keep skipping if you want.
Very
all right.
easy.
But at the end, you are going to have a list of all your choices so you can review it, again, just like we used to. And once you verify the screen, go to yes, print my ballot. And the cool thing about this is that it's a lot easier to review your choices. And if you see something that, you know what, I meant to select this candidate, my finger slipped, you can tell an election worker and they can help you up to 2 more times. So you can correct it up to 2 more times.
Okay.
All right.
And as this machine is printing, we're tight on time, Nadia. This next machine, that is not an accessibility machine, but it's essentially the same idea, correct?
Yes. Well, no, I'm sorry. So this is the scan. So this is just a fancy printer with a tablet. It's just what you use to mark your choices. It doesn't store any information on it.
Got it.
So you are going to grab this, and the scan is going to be located near the exit of the voting room. Usually there's an election worker there to wave you down and say, hey, that's not a receipt. Make sure you cast your ballot because this is what counts.
Your paper ballot there.
Exactly. And you could insert that in. And again, 1 page at a time since we're dealing with multiple pages. And as soon as you see the American flag on this screen, you know your ballot has
good to go.
officially been cast.
Awesome.
Fantastic. Also, before we let you go, there are 99 early voting locations. So as long as you were registered to vote in Harris County, you can vote at any of those early voting locations.
Any single one of those, whatever's most convenient for you.
And early voting begins a week from
Today.
A week
so
from today.
October 24th to November 4th. We're excited.
All right. Nadia, Hakim, thank you so much for stopping by. That was great.
And walking us through the process. We do appreciate it. Well, visit the website of harriscounty.com to learn more about voting locations and the 3 ways to vote, or you can give them a call at 713-755-6965 for more information.
And I believe harrisvotes.com. There we go.
Harris Votes. There we go.